There's loads of ways to protect your eyes from the sun, but today I'm going to show you the one that might be the most underrated of them all. Or maybe you just forgot it existed.
You're now tuned in to the Optical Gallery.
If you're new to the channel, my name's Nick, short for Nikos. Curator of eyewear, lens artist and dispensing optician here at the Optical Gallery. But before we get into it, can I ask you a huge favour? Hit that subscribe button because it really helps us out. Back to it. The sun. Beautiful, powerful, and the reason summer holidays feel like summer holidays. But it can also be extremely harmful when you're not taking precautions. Here's the thing, it doesn't just show up in July. Believe it or not, the sun pops out to play every single day. Of course, the first form of protection most people think of is sun cream. Depending on where you are in the world, you might use this all year round. But us Brits, let's be honest. We only dig it out when we're burning like a spit roast on the beach during that 2 weeks overseas break. Then there's the accessories. Bucket hats, sunglasses. Now I'm not here to lecture you on sun cream or bucket hats, but I might touch on sunglasses. After all, this channel is about everything optical and fashion. But I wouldn't be doing my job right if I didn't give you a heads up on why you should be protecting your eyes all year round, not just on your summer holidays. So the why? Well, UV damage doesn't take holidays. Think of it like Wi-Fi. You can't see it, but it's always on every day, even when it's freezing or cloudy. And here's a fun fact. UV bounces off surfaces like water, snow, glass, and even concrete. Basically, the world is one big reflector. All that invisible UV adds up over the years, speeding up things like cataracts.
Uncle Stan, are you wearing a blindfold?
Nah, but with these cataracts, I might as well be.
Macular degeneration, and those little growths on the whites of your eyes. Trust me, you don't want those on your holiday pics. The good news is there are plenty of ways to block UV and still look like you've just walked off the runway. Because in optics, we sit hand in hand as fashion stylists and healthcare professionals. In other words, we have serious fun. So the first way is a tint. Now I'm not going to go into too much depth today. That could be a whole video on its own. And if I can get personal for just a second, as I'm filming this, it's my birthday. So I'm not going to spend the next 2 hours lecturing about tints. But tints are a great way, and probably the most common way, to block harmful UV. A tint on the lens is permanent, and it's always there, and they come in a variety of different forms. For example, you've got solid tints, which is a uniform tone all over the lens, gradient tints, which are darker at the top and lighter at the bottom, bicolor tints, which are 2 colours, and even tricolors, which is 3 colours. And yes, any colour you can dream up, we can do. Tints are playful, protective, and depending on the colour, they can enhance your vision or completely change your mood. Even though we can control the density, they're always there, which is great if you want the constant protection, but it also means you're committed. This is the Cazal 642, perfect example of a gradient tint. Dark at the top and lighter at the bottom. And if you want to get a little more technical, you can always opt for a polarized tint. Not only does it block harmful UV, but it cuts out glares and reflections from shiny surfaces. For example, water, roads, car bonnets, on my forehead because I'm absolutely sweating in this studio. Perfect for driving, fishing, or just looking effortlessly cool. I personally love tints, but I also love our second option, Photochromic technology. Most of you know these as transition lenses, and you're partly right. The term transitions is actually a brand name from a company called Essilor. These are lenses that change from clear to sunglasses, and they're really convenient. UV protection all the time without you having to think about it. If you already watch this channel or follow us on Instagram, you'll have seen our lens art shorts. And you'll know I'm a huge fan of Dinamica Photochromic technology. Now, transitions are great, especially in the UK climate. They're quick and they have a few colours, but my go-to choice is Dinamica because they have 10 colours and are still growing their catalogue, all with more saturation than any other photochromic technology I have seen. It's a stylistic choice for me, and I can also combine them really easy with tints to enhance your vision, like our signature cocktail, OG Winterberries. This is the vintage Longines 0152, my personal pair, and it's wearing exactly that cocktail. A grey to yellow gradient tint, topped off with a pink Dinamica and a glamour coating. You see that? The ultimate everyday enhancing combo. I should also mention both Tints and Photochromics can be fitted with full mirrors, flash mirrors and coatings like the glamour coating or even a crystal elite coating. These can reflect light, look incredible and help eradicate glare. Just like this pair from Kuboraum, the E22. Solid brown tint with a gold flash mirror. Function and style with a healthy dose of attitude. But what if you don't want a permanent tint? Or you're a control freak who hates not having control over your photochromic lens tech? The most common answer is to have an extra pair of sunglasses. And that's great. Everyone should own a pair of sunglasses, whether you need prescription lenses or not. But for those of us who do need prescription, it all starts to add up. So, for all year round protection, there is another option, and you've probably forgotten totally about it. Or maybe you didn't even realise it was possible for any frame you own. The good old Clip-On. They've been around for decades, usually fitted with a permanent tint. You've all seen them, but most of the time they're only offered on certain frame styles. The brand Moscot are great at this. The iconic Lemtosh and its Clip-Tosh are the perfect example. Eco Eyewear do some magnetic versions too, but I personally prefer the old school Moscot style. But what if you didn't want the classic Moscot look, or the basic style from Eco? I don't think you should be limited to a handful of frames purely because you want a clip-on. Enter OptiClip, a custom clip-on made to fit your frames. Any shape, any style, and honestly, I think they're damn cool. Plus, they're an affordable way to turn your favourite glasses into sun protection without replacing the lenses you already have. Take this LA Eyeworks CowGirl model, bought by a client of ours at our LA Eyeworks exhibition in 2024. A beautiful angled cat eye in a multicoloured Japanese acetate. At the time when she bought these, she wasn't sure about photochromics or tints. She's a convert now because her latest pair is all singing and dancing. But she wanted to wear the CowGirl more often. Now we could have just changed the lenses, but with varifocals, when the lenses are fine, that's a big spend. Instead, we suggested OptiClip. And here's the fun part. You can choose from an absolute array of different colours from this colour palette to match your OptiClip. The other thing that you can do is you can choose whether you want it to go from a full wrap, which is the edge to the edge over the frame, or if you just want to lens it around the perimeter. We've gone on this one, edge to edge. We went for a fuchsia tone to match the hues from the acetate, and purple hues are also this client's favourite colour. And this is how it looks on. Super cool. Now you'll be without your glasses for about 2 weeks while it's being made, so the best time to do this is at the point of purchase while your lenses are being fitted to the frame. But if you have multiple pairs in your collection like myself, it's not going to be a problem. The lenses in this clip came with a standard brown, a great all-round colour to wear through the year. But you can customise your OptiClip with lenses too. Tints, photochromics so you don't even need to unclip them, flash mirrors if you don't want them on your permanent lenses. I've even glazed clear reading ads into a clip for a client who didn't want varifocals. He just clips over the distance pair when he wants to read. A bit of a faff, but it works for him, so who am I to judge? The only drawback is you've got to remember to carry your clip and actually clip them on. But honestly, it's a minor price for looking this good and protecting your eyes. So there you have it, OptiClip. Is it an option for you? Or maybe you prefer one of the others? Let me know in the comments. I geek out over this stuff, and it's never a wrong or right answer. It's all personal preference. But I will stress that we should all be wearing some sort of sun protection. More so than just the summer holidays. And after watching this, there's really no excuse. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. We've got a lot more to talk about, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!